Welcome to Complying number 2. This is the final video of the night. I have class tomorrow, so my videos are going to be a little bit shorter unless I have a fucking hardcore topic that needs to be discussed. So earlier today, I just did 2 videos about about people of color were all dead. So I'm going to talk about my complying with the cops video from IGTV, which is on Instagram. So, yeah, I touched on it in the last 2 videos. I'm going to touch on it now so I can go to sleep. So I watched 3 videos today on IGTV before I decided to film my video, and after I got off watching Dojo Life, which is awesome. Shout out to Rob. Anyway, so first video I watched on the Today Show early this morning. Then it showed it again, and then I watched the video on IGTV about these 2 black cats in a hotel that robbed a white lady and a black dude, his wife, and his daughter. Alright? Now, the video has them. It shows who these black guys are. And, what I have to say to those 2 black guys are, man, you guys are fucking disgusting and you suck as human beings. So, they robbed the man in front of his daughter and his wife, and they robbed his wife, and they robbed an extra lady on the elevator as well. Took all the cell phones, took all the money, but those dummies forgot the surveillance cameras got their faces. So I hope that the good Lord provides the cops with the ability to catch them, and I hope they never see the fucking light of day again, because one guy came in the elevator like this with his gun, so you know he had at least one visual eye so he could see, and his buddy in the white t-shirt started taking all the shit. Took the man's watch. They didn't take the wedding ring. I guess they couldn't get it off, and you know time is of the essence when you're robbing people. So they took the watch, they took all the cell phones, they took all the money that they had in them, they took the white lady's cell phone as well. It's a little kid's cell phone. And you know, this is just fucking disgusting just having me talk about this shit. But they were black people. Which is horrible. Because they robbed black people because they were black people, and they robbed a white person, and with all the racial tension going on in the world today, these 2 assholes, instead of, hey, let's go get a job. Let's go do a job. Let's get out here and let's rob our fellow Americans. I can't have one of these after midnight. I had really strange dreams the other day with these things. I'll probably have one anyway, but the bottom line is that these guys, man, they did a horrendous thing and have traumatized this child. Just like the cop shooting the guy in the back today has probably traumatized his children who were in the truck in the seat while he was getting shot 7 times in the back. Alright, now, I just got off of my Instagram. There is a protest going on right now. We can, I don't have a lot of power on my phone, so, you know, it is, active live, or active podcast, or something. But something is going on. And I told them to be safe. And, you know, let me thank this person first. Because they just watched my live thing. Alright, so now back to business. You know, there's a lot of things that we need to just be aware of. And in the video, you know, I specifically tell my stories and why you should comply. You know, 9 times out of 10, again, especially when you're of color, if you haven't done anything illegal, if you haven't done anything wrong, you do not have to fear the cops. It's when you've done something exceptionally wrong and it hasn't caught up with you yet, and it will, that you do have to fear the cops. And even so, you still shouldn't do anything stupid. I was at my job getting my syllabuses and stuff printed out for class for tomorrow, and I was talking to a coworker, and we have different opinions of the same view, and that takes us back to the guy that got shot in the Burger King parking lot. And you know, my bro was 1,000% right on. They know who the guy is. They read his papers, his license plates, and they could have went and got him the next day instead of shooting him in the back. And that was his opinion, and I respect it. And he was right. They do know who the guy was. They could have let him go. My opinion, on the other hand, was once he was handcuffed, all he had to do was just give up, and he'd still be alive today. He spends the night in the drunk tank, goes home, gotta pay a little bit of a fine, good to go. No, Black Pride, you're not taking me alive, motherfuckers. And that's how we got there. And currently those cops are still either suspended or being charged or something. And it's a little different from George Floyd. And one of my friends on Instagram or Facebook sent me it's either Judge Judy or somebody that had young George Floyd in there for robbing a lady and crashing her car. So being that he was not 1,000% a saint, I'm like, okay, that was his past as a child or as a young teenager, and shaming his family because his father was there and his father worked hard and all this stuff. And some people, no matter what kind of family you come from, influence is everything. So we're going to talk about that. Influence is everything. The two girls that insulted me today and called me gay and all kinds of other stuff and cussed me out, again, whatever they got that's influencing them, it's not good for them, but I'm not their parent. But I do know that I would never let my child talk to a grown-ass stranger the way that I was talked to today. Secondly, when it comes to complying with the cops, honestly, truly the guy, man, even if you're scared of them, just comply with the cops. Please, for the love of yourself, for the love of your family, for the love of God himself, comply with the cops. Because if you don't, you're not coming home. And we want you to come home. Don't think, oh, I gotta make a break for it. Don't think, oh, I'm gonna run for it, because they have guns. And they will shoot you. And they don't give a damn. In my video about complying with the cops, I talked about how there was a white guy, I can't remember his name. They made him lay face down in the grass, and they thought he was sleeping, and they giggled, but he was dead. He suffocated by having his face down in the grass, and he died right there on scene. And it's been in the news a few times, and all these mothers of children who have died by cops have been standing together, and that's great. But the problem is, this white guy, he complied with the cops. You see where I'm going? It certain cases, even complying with the cops is just bad. But I'm going to be honest with you. I comply with the cops. I don't act stupid. I speak respectfully. I don't get a raw hair and decide, hey, I'm going to fuck these dudes up. Now, let me explain that to you. It's not that I can't. It's that I'm not stupid. I was in the military, But I'm also a martial artist. I was training in martial arts long before I went to the military. And the thing about having a gun is that you actually have to get to it to use it. And if you're in striking distance, and I get to your gun before you get to your gun, I'm going to shoot you with your gun. But if you are a cop, I'm not going to be stupid enough to do that. Why? Because I've almost done it before. When I was handcuffed for driving a stolen car, the cop set on me. This is me. I'm the big fat cop that set on me. So I'm at the driver's seat. He gets in, he puts his gun leg on me, and he has his hand under my throat. I got you, boy. I got you. And I smile in my face because I'm bleeding in the eye. My glasses are broke down on the floor over there on the passenger side. And I look at him and say, actually, I got you. My left hand is in your gun. If I want, all I got to do is squeeze because your holster spins. So if you look down, I got you. But I don't want you. I want the son of a bitch that punched me in the fucking face. The cop proceeded to tell me that I'm driving a car that is stolen. I proceed to let my hand off of his gun and tell him that I didn't steal the car. It's my cousin's car. It was not my cousin's car. It was 1,000% stolen by my cousin. And my dumb ass doing a good deed, driving his drunk ass back to the scene of the crime, is how my ass got handcuffed. Once the cop had explained that, the adrenaline that I was feeling from getting punched in the face twice and having my glasses broke and having my eye cut went from 60 back down to 0. Because I know how to calm myself. I'm a rational person when it comes to being rational about shit that, this didn't have to happen had my cousin been honest and wouldn't have got kicked out the club in the first place and just set his ass in the truck. No. His drunk ass decided to come from Woodrow's all the way over to Rougemont while I'm puking up my guts in the yard, everybody's like, oh, James can take you back, and you can bring him back. I didn't want to do that shit. I didn't want no part of the shit. But since I was already puking up and missing the fucking shit of the smackdown, I went there and got the smackdown. But once the cop gave me the instructions of the car was being stolen or whatever, I gave him a wrist. And he handcuffed me right in the front. He didn't put me behind the back. He didn't read me my rights. He just handcuffed me, though, to get my side of the story. Now, my cousin's on the other side of the truck, telling all kinds of lies. The big brother of the asshole that punched me, he's antagonizing me, and the cops aren't really saying anything. And they put the other guy in there after I said, I'm going to kill all three of them, because if I'm going to prison or jail for the night, I'm going to give y'all a goddamn reason. The dude done broke my glasses. You arrested me for driving a stolen car that I didn't even steal. So, that big bastard there, that motherfucker that's kidding me there, and that asshole who broke his fist on my face, I'm going to kill them all. And so the K9 cop got me off. And that's pretty much what the IG video was about. Right up in, I was going to keep going until the girl started asking me questions about being gay, and then it went to, we are all dead. So, before I end this video, let me put it to y'all nicely. In most situations, as I said in the video, if you haven't done anything wrong, you need to comply with the cops. Even if you have an outstanding warrant, you need to comply with the cops. So let me play devil's advocate now. I'm going to be completely hypocritical, so I'm apologizing to you right now. First off, if you have done something wrong and you have outstanding warrants, then you probably shouldn't leave your house because you know you have outstanding warrants. If you're out here gangbanging and thugging and shit like that, well, but you think that it ain't gonna get to you? You're in a world where technology is everywhere. They say, and I quote, because I don't know who this is, but they say that people who have video cameras with those things and stuff in their laptops can cut it on and watch you and all that stuff. Well, I guess they can only do it when your laptop's open. I don't know if they can do it when your laptop's closed. So God only knows what I have out there. Because, you know, I watch a lot of stuff on my laptop. A lot of stuff. Not always child appropriate. I don't always watch Super Sentai on my laptop. Sometimes I watch Bible Black. Sometimes I do more than watch Bible Black. You probably have no idea what Bible Black is. But it's a very good Japanese animation. It's not for children. 18 and up, you can watch it. 18 and below, your ass got to go. And by go watch One Piece. Anyway, that being said, you know, when you've done something wrong, and I say this lovingly and respectfully, it's never going to be long before the gig is up. Ever. You have to remember that. It's never going to be long before the gig is up. And when the gig is up, the gig is up. So, if you're going out there doing bad shit and doing wrong things, you can't get mad when the cops finally catch up with you because you put yourself in that situation to freaking begin with. Now, let me get back to being James instead of playing devil's advocate. In all honesty, I don't know if that was what you would consider hypocritical. It may be hypocritical. I consider it might be right, but it also could be hypocritical. But the problem is, we have too many people of color going out, doing what they want, and thinking there's no consequence. And the reason we have that, as I spoke to another guy about the 2 kids, and I spoke to another guy about the 2 kids, the simple God honest truth is that our homes stopped being our homes when the government decided that we couldn't beat our kids' asses when they do wrong. And that is why all of our kids, especially our kids of color, are out here thugging and gangbanging and doing whatever what the hell they want, because if we can catch them, we can put them in the system. We put them in the system, we can lock them up. If we can lock them up, we can keep them from being successful people in society. And why is that? Because we've designed it just like that. So I'm one of the commodities. I've never really been in trouble with the law outside of a speeding ticket and my ex-fiance and that 2 love songs and 2 text messages of trying to win her back kind of thing went every which way but loose. And I had to sit in court for like 15 minutes to explain to the judge that I was just trying to win her back. I didn't threaten her or anything like that. And the judge gracefully took my side because she didn't show up. and he asked me the $10 million question. He said, I read your text message. I see that you love the girl. You didn't threaten her in any way. Why did she call the cops on you? And I said, sir, I don't know. And then he said, well, why the hell did y'all break up? And I said, if I knew that, we wouldn't be in court. Because you don't just break up with someone for no fucking reason. Someone has to have a reason. And I could see if I put my hands on her. I could see if I was cussing her out every day. But I never did any of those things. I treated her like I would want to be treated if I was a girl. Nice, soft, tender. No bitch smacking, no calling her out of her name. Treating her like she's the gift from God that most women are supposed to be for men. However, that shit didn't back up. And love truly isn't for everybody. And wherever she is, I hope she's happy. So good luck with that. ASM. Those are her initials. Her American initials. Her Korean initials are MHK. Anyway, that being said, this will probably come bite me in the ass if she's actually spying on me or watching me or whatever. But, no contact is no contact. So no worries. I'm not looking for her. I'm not trying to contact her. I could care two shits where she is. Anyway, the point of the matter is, when you comply with the law, you have less to fear from the law. Is when you're out here, this is a person, give me all your money. Give me all your money. I'm going to cut your throat. Or this is a person, and I decided I'm going to rape her. So if you're doing shit like that, you deserve to be in jail. Because you're out doing shit that you shouldn't be doing in the first damn place. And if you didn't do shit in the first place, you wouldn't have to have the law people come looking for you. Alright? And by the way, I'm not going to say that, like, if you're smoking weed or anything, you shouldn't be doing that. But if you are, and that's not half as bad as, like, murdering and raping people are. That's, like, the worst that you can do. You smoke a little weed, you're getting your buzz on, and you're not really hurting anybody. Okay. I'm not Jesus. I can't judge you. And I don't care. As long as you're not blowing that shit in my face, smoke until your balls pop off. Well, it's your life. But also remember, consequences come with actions. So if you're not willing to be man or woman enough to deal with the consequences, then you probably shouldn't be fucking with illegal paraphernalia in the first place. Now, flipping gears, I can't judge you. I am not a saint. I am not a God. I am not Jesus. I don't do the things you do. I live a completely drug-free lifestyle outside of severe hip pain and Tylenol, severe stomach pain and military-issued medicine, and I have to be in really, really bad shape to do either of them. So, unless you count this candy as a drug, then I don't fucking do drugs. I have drinking my share of vodka. I have a 3-drink minimum. I get my buzz and I go home. I don't get drunk. I just go home. But I always tell people, I got like 3 golden rules when I drink. First golden rule, get my buzz, go home. Second golden rule, when I come in here, so that I don't have to pull a Rorschach, I lock the door. If you come in through that door while that door is locked, I am not held responsible for what happens to you because I locked you out and away from me, keeping you safe just in case. Because I don't have reflex control, and some things you can cut off and some things you can't. I've been doing martial arts for a very long time. I have no reflex control. If you sneak up on me, you're probably going to get hit. It won't be intentional, and I apologize for that. And rule number 3, the most important rule. In any area of intoxication, I isolate myself to save people from me. I don't isolate myself to save me from them. I isolate myself to save them from me. Because you just don't know what you're going to do when you're drunk. You don't. You may think you know, but you don't. Which is exactly why I get my buzz and I come home. I'm a martial artist first. You guys here on Complying number 2 have seen my moves. You've seen my martial art videos. If you think for a New York minute that my shit is not legit, that's your choice to do. But my dead father found out firsthand that, 1, I was 23, and 2, he snuck up on me. All I saw was hands, and he got an elbow, and had to go get a root canal. He had to spend 3 days of the weekend with me in pain, getting Ambisol and Orajel until the Monday came where he could get a damn dentist appointment because I split him from the 2 front teeth all the way to the back. And I didn't mean to do it. I still haven't forgiven myself, and my dad's been dead for 5 years. So if I'm going to go get intoxicated or drunk, I don't get drunk. I drink and get my buzz. I'm feeling right. I come home and I sleep that shit off. So since I've been in the military, I had became a borderline alcoholic, and I stopped drinking and actually got some actual help. And then if I drink anything, I may drink once in a blue moon, so like maybe twice a year, if that, if at all. And I really won't drink unless I know that I'm going to be able to spend the night at somebody's house. And if I can't spend the night at somebody's house, I'm not drinking shit. You can give me the beer, I'll take it home, and I'll drink when I get home. Granted, it won't have the same joy and happiness that I probably would have had drinking with my friends, but it's a safe bet that if I drink at home, no one's going to get hurt. This is Kung Fu Habit number 2. Please comply with the police. Be seeing you.